Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the stream. We got game 2 going for you, throwing it on live. We're jumping right on into it. First ban from TCU going Katarina, and we see the Hecarim ban as the first for UMT. Throwing it on down and in. And we'll see the second ban go on through. We'll find out what exactly is going to be set. So it looks like, TCU is going to maybe stick to their same bans that they had last time. We might see a Volibear ban going in strong here. Who knows? Who knows? We do see Ezreal on University of Montana. Very interesting. Yep, there's the Volibear pick. And a Morgana ban. Yeah, Morgana was doing some pretty good damage over there in the bot lane. And here we see the first pick is going to TCU. This is going to be interesting what they decide to do first pick for. I'm excited to see it. I'm trying to remember what the other two bans were from UMT, but who knows. Okay, we see Lulu pick for the support because Morgana was banned. Very nice, very nice. Salty, I'm going to ignore your comment in chat. Don't worry. Alright, UMT going. They got 10 seconds on the clock to find their first two bans. They're going to go ahead and lock in Caitlyn. It looks like. Yep, they're locking in that Caitlyn. Getting that pick off of TCU. Getting it for UMT instead is very nice. We're going to see the Janna pick going in strong for the University of Montana. Very well done combo. Archer 66 is pretty good at Janna. I've seen him play it a bunch. And the Caitlyn comboing with it is very nice. Very nice indeed. So, yes. Yeah, we'll see what TCU decides to pick for their second and third picks. Going in, now that they have the bot lane secured, there's a Jinx pick. Okay. Strong pick going against Caitlyn. Very interesting. Alright, we'll see what they decide to lock in for the third pick. If they decide they're jungler, top lane, mid lane, not sure where it can go. We'll find out, though. We'll find out. Scion. Okay, we saw that banned last time from the University of Montana in the top lane. So now we're going to find out. And Mr. Perfection, the University of Montana, won the first game. Okay, so we decided to go with Lilia in the top lane up in against Scion. We don't have the mid lane picked yet, so it's going to be interesting what they decide to ban. We see a Graves ban coming from the University of Montana. Very interesting. Interesting. That was nice. They did have some good Graves play last game, so yes, we'll find out about that. Now, I'm interested to see what TCU decides to ban, seeing if they wanted to ban Samira for the mid lane, or if they're going to target our jungler some more and ban Warwick or something. All right, they have their fourth ban yet again is not picked, so very unsure of what's going through their mind right now. But they also did not have a fourth ban last time. I'm not sure if that's intentional or if they just forgot or they just misclicked or who knows. So Zoe ban. So we didn't see that last time. It's very interesting. Ban. We do see the Quinn ban. So the bans for the TCU are exactly the same as last time. Even though we have Lilia picked in the top lane, they still decide to ban Quinn, even though our Quinn was not going strong. I don't know about Zoe being disabled, but that could be the case, but I have no idea. Yeah. We see Trundle in the jungle. Going in strong. He is built different. That's for sure. Trundle going against who knows in the jungle. I don't know. Our mid laner still has not picked going into this game here, so they're still waiting. So band 4 apparently was supposed to be Diana in the fourth band right there. Syndra pick in the middle, very interesting. We're gonna see what our team decides to do for the mid lane pick to go against Syndra, because that's something else. I know our mid laner has played Syndra a bunch in the past, so that could be kind of a counter pick, but I'm interested that they didn't just ban Syndra instead of Quinn. We see Zac as their final pick, most likely the jungle, going in there against Trundle. I'm not sure about that matchup, but I know Zac can just be a pretty strong pick in general. Maybe a Victor pick, Salty, you might be right. I don't know. They could go Samira against Syndra, you know. Samira does have her E ability. I believe it's her E ability that she does a little dash in a circle. Oh, Corky pick. Okay. That's something I was not expecting in the mid lane. That's next level, honestly. That's big brain. All right. I'm a little surprised that it wasn't Samira, because Samira does have an E that can block a lot of Syndra's stuff. She does a little dash and circle around herself, but that takes a lot of big brain to do that. So there's that for you. Well, Corky's a very interesting pick. He does have mid lane potential, and he has a strong poke and damage. I guess Syndra might not be able to contest or go against that, but Corky can also be very squishy, so Syndra might be able to just pop him down with her ultimate. So a lot of back and forth, a lot of this and that. We'll find out for sure here coming up soon. All right, dashing on in here, we are going to see the actual pick bands in the game. To see that Diana band that we missed last time, we're throwing on down. So we have that Katarina band and then the Hecarim, and they banned Set. Yep, there's Set, and then they banned Volibear. And our team went and banned Ezreal as an interesting second ban. And then I forget what the last ban was. I forget indeed.
Your worst decisions will haunt you.
You saw the Morgana ban, that's correct. Right, I forgot about that. There's the Scion pick, and then we got Lilia up in the top lane as Cole's is gonna throw it on down and pop off as Lilia. We saw him do it last game, last match against the other school, and he's pretty good at Lilia. All right, we see Trundle in the jungle. Oh, very nice. All right, and there's the Zac pick. See bizarre bag. What a bizarre bag. And the Syndra in the mid lane. And then we have our Corky pick going against Syndra over here in the mid lane. Very interesting. I am intrigued to see this mid lane. That's for sure. Not gonna lie. Alright, now there's the Graves ban. And here we'll see the Diana ban that we saw going in strong. Yep, there it is, Diana. And then the Zoe ban. And then last but not least, the Quinn, which was a little unnecessary, but it was still there. Quinn ban. Going strong. Caitlyn in the bot lane. That was a nice first pick. You're right, GK. It is pretty dramatic seeing that slash go through their face. It's intense. It's intense. You're right, Salty. Some of their names are pretty questionable. Mayor of Seatown. That's something else. Slayer 84P, Bizarre Bag, Echo the Ghetto, and Crimson 2029. That's something else. That's for sure. I do like how they all have their tags running as TCU HF, which most likely stands for their college, Texas Christian University, and then have fun. And we have 3 people supporting our UOMT tag, but alas, we have our 2 people who are not. But we'll get on in there, going on in and sweeping out, getting this nice clean. Here we have our nice little UC game room, going in strong and living it up strong. As always, our UC game room is proud partner of our esports. Nice quirky spam. We do have a lot of fun stuff at the UC game room. We are building a nice big cyber cafe. The desks and stuff are set up. They're getting it in. We'll eventually be able to be streaming this stream during game nights like tonight in the UC game room, where you can go in, hang out, have a blast, get some pizza from Pizza Hut, and have a good time. You can also bring in a group of friends and make your own scheduled tournaments with the computers that are there to play any of the games that are installed. Also, you can check out our esports class, which is taught by our head coach, Kale, aka Maverick, in the UC game room. Next semester, feel free to sign up for this 1-credit class. And with that, we're going to play a short little video for y'all before we get started. Kill on one. He's there. Oh, he got spotted. He's going over. Oh my goodness, what an amazing steal from Jet Jaguar. Oh my god, this could be it for Misfortune. It looks like this is going to be the end for Misfortune, and there she goes. Katarina's going to come in and say, hey, not on my watch, I get a kill too. I'm a cool kid. Look at Cole. Look at Shy popping off. Oh my gosh, Jana taking the kill. What a KS. Taken out by MF anyways. Then Jet Jaguar gets taken out, and then Lulu gets taken out by the Jana. We see a lot of good damage coming from Shy. Misfortune getting a nice good kill again. And here we see Shy going, popping off, getting another kill, getting the abilities reset, going Nico, getting the stun with the ultimate, and then the triple kill with Katarina. Oh my goodness, was that fast. The Kane didn't see what was coming. Good knock over from the Syndra right there on the Morgana. Here we see them going over right here. Out and down. He did a 5v4 and a set. Ulting in. Misfortune getting 2 people caught in her ult. Katarina getting 2 people in the ult. Getting a double kill. Getting the abilities reset. Jumping around. Popping back and forth. Shy getting healed by the Jana. And Misfortune popping down that mid. Oh my god. Great video that was. Very nice, very nice. I love seeing all the highlights. Our team's been doing a lot in the past year, and big shout out to Salty Pops, who's in chat, for making that amazing video yet again. All right, we're getting started. We're gonna get ready in 20 seconds after the spectator delay disappears. It's going to be very nice indeed. All right, going on in 5 seconds on the clock. Getting ready for game 2, where we're going to bring it, take it home, and take it on out of here, and getting set on in to the game. Game starts now. Hopping in, going strong. I like the skin from Corky, Dragon Wing. Going in, we have Trundle as a baseballer. Alright, throwing it on down. Getting on ready here. Oh, look at that baseball bat. It's got nails in it. Oh my goodness. Jet Jaguars. He's built differently. He's built differently. Oh my goodness. What an amazing time. What an amazing time. Look at him go with that little cap on. Alright. Here in the mid lane. Get a little T-pose going from Zach there. And we have a nice little 5-man line going on through. Yeah, Salty, you definitely should make a built diff emote as our 3rd emote. I'm pretty sure that's going to be strong. Alright, looks like Trundle's up here in the top lane. He might start red.
Minions have
I don't
spawned.
know. They do have 2 different wards there, going from the blue side and the jungle. Alrighty, we do see, no, I think Jet Jaguar is starting red.
Guns don't kill people.
I do declare. Alright, we're going into the mid lane here, where we have a lot of good poke back and forth with the Corki and Syndra. The Snow Day Syndra skin is actually one of my favorites of Syndra's skin. I love that outfit that she's got going for her with the earmuffs and everything. Nice little back and forth. Trundle did start red, however, and Zach did start blue. So they both started top side, and they're rotating on down. We see in the bot lane a lot of good back and forth coming from the team. Good damage onto Jinx right there. Shield was just a tad late from Lulu, however. Some good damage. They hit level 2 first and are going in strong. Archer 66 popping her down with some DPS on Echo the Ghetto. Very nice, very nice. Lilia popping off up here with the Drowsy. What is that Scion skin? It's like a Jade Warrior. I love it. Oh, and here we see Zach in the jungle, and he goes and jumps onto Lilia. Lilia's gonna do some nice damage, getting popping down on the Scion here, throwing it down, and the first blood goes to Coles in the top lane. Lilia, DPS damage up here in the top lane, doing some nice damage, getting a Drowsy on the nice flash on the Zach and popping his passive in the top lane, throwing him down. Zach's passive, you don't know, he turns into 4 slimes, which is on a long, I believe, 3-minute cooldown there. And he pops into 4 slimes, and they come back together to revive him. If those slimes are all killed, however, then he does officially die, and his passive did not save him. But alas, this time, Cole's primarily his goal was trying to pop that passive to keep it on that long cooldown to take advantage for our jungle in different games. Nice DPS and back and forth down the bot lane. Going in strong. Oh, nice damage from Syndra on Shy here. And Zach jumping on in, but Shy is able to jump on out of there. Getting nice little resistance going. Trundle is there in Zach's jungle, taking out Krugs. Zach is slowly making his way, working himself on down. However, and Trundle's coming in from the side with a nice knock-up from Janna there. And there we see Cole's in the top lane, still up with a lot of stuff going in. And Shy was in the mid lane. He's low, but he's doing strong. Scion doing a little bit of poke back and forth with Lilia here. Oh my goodness, Scion did 2 abilities on Cole's, and Cole's did 1 ability to do the same amount of damage. That is not a pretty sight. You do see Syndra is definitely up on the being able to clear the minion wave gain pretty fast. Cole's just sitting there up in the top lane, doing top laner things. Very nice. Wow. We're in the bot lane. John is getting ready to throw that whirlwind out. Yep, there it goes. Here we see their level 5 up here in the top lane. Getting a nice little drowsy on the Scion there is Lilia, throwing in some damage, getting that burst. Nice damage onto Janna there, coming from Lulu. Top lane, Coles is getting some nice CS. They're up on CS in the top lane. Coles about 10 CS, almost. He has an entire wave up on Scion. He's throwing out some good damage, however, bringing him down, leveling up, hitting level 6 right there. He's going in. Corky is throwing down some nice bullets, doing some nice wave clearing. In the mid lane, he is up right now on the wave clear. They're kind of the same on the minion wave clearing in the mid lane. Trying to go in. Zac jumping in. He's one level down on Trundle. He's doing some good damage and taking out some good minions on the Krugs there. Trundle's getting nice heals and whatnot off of it, however. Syndra's being able to pop down, do some damage, getting some good hits on the minions. He's now 1 minion CS up against the Syndra. Trying to keep her off those minions is pretty key to this lane, most likely. He's got to get that gold advantage. Coles is doing some work up here against Scion, that's for sure. Bringing it on in strong. Going on in mid lane. A lot of back and forth action. First dragon's up. It's Infernal Drake. You see Trundle's just taking red. Being built different like he is. Jet Jaguar is something else. That's for sure. Oh, here we see Shy doing some little bit of poke on the Syndra there. A little bit of poke. A lot of good back and forth coming from the bot lane. Oh, goodness, Jinx is getting poked on out there. Caitlyn doing some good damage on her. Bringing her down to about a third hit points left. Bringing in Corky's going in strong. Trying to throw down as much damage as he can. He is up on mana compared to Syndra, who's basically out. They've both hit level 6, but we'll see what happens. Oh, Archer's going to get caught out right here as Zac goes and jumps. So Archer flashes to get out of there. Zac throws them together, gets knocked up by the Q. We see a TP going right there from Coles, who gets a nice kill. Going on in as a 5-man. We see an asleep on the nice Jinx with the block of the ultimate from Lulu, and Lulu getting knocked on down by Coles, getting a nice triple kill for the University of Montana, taking out the entire bot lane, including Zac, who had come down for a gank. Amazing TP from Coles with a nice backup from Trundle right there, who's just in the nice positioning. Jet Jaguar is going and taking this dragon by his lonesome with Janna coming back to help support him after seeing him take so much damage. First dragon goes to the University of Montana. Second dragon is going to be Ocean Drake yet again. This is the exact setup as last time. We had Infernal and then Ocean. Maybe we'll have Cloud Drake go for us this time instead of Mountain. So we'll have a different map. But very nice, very nice. Very nice indeed. Alright, Shy is taking some hits, that's for sure. Bizarre Bag is able to get some mana back, and now it gets an ultimate onto Shy, taking a lot of hits. But Shy is able to get some support from Jet Jaguar, who's taking in the damage onto the Bizarre Bag. Here we see a channeling jump from Zac, knocking him up, and Jet Jaguar's going down to Bizarre Bag, who took a lot of damage. Great ganking, or I should say counter ganking from the Zac right there from his crows. Oh my goodness. Nice little sidestep from Archer right there. Going in strong. You see Cole's getting a nice little knock drowsy right there. Doing some damage on the Scion. Scion just can't do much against Lilia. That's for sure. You see the Jinx is trying to do all that she can down in the bot lane. It's not looking too hot for their bot lane as she's down about 20 CS. and my phone battery is at 5%. So I'll be losing chat here pretty soon as we're going in. So I won't be able to talk to all you lovely folks. But don't worry, I'll still be here. I'll still be here. Here we see Coles is trying to get some good push. Nice engagement onto the Scion, doing some good damage, throwing down some minion wave attacks. Goodness. Lots of good damage coming from Shy here. Look at that burst, bringing him down to half health. Cole's getting poked on out there, and here we see some nice little poke coming from Shy in the mid lane. He may be down CS, but he's still doing strong, that's for sure. He does have his Muramasa item, which is the first item built. He just popped it, and he jumped on in, doing some good damage from Shy! Taking out the Syndra in the mid lane. Jumping on in. Here we see Cole's getting ready to sweep this top lane yet again. As Scion's popping on out there. Getting a nice push up there, trying to get as much turret plating as Coles can. He's going to keep that minion wave pushed up farther and farther. You see some nice little pink wards going down and some ward clearing from the bot lane here. Very nice, very nice. There's the pink ward placed. No, not pink ward, just a regular blue ward there. Placed in the bush. Coming from Archer 66. Coming in strong. Nice little poke onto the Caitlyn there. Having her back off. Oh, nice little miss of a Q from Archer 66. But alas, that's okay. Shy is going to go and do some damage there. Nice little pop onto the Syndra. Going back and forth. Doing some CS work. Janna going in on Jinx, who has no mana. Not able to do much if you don't have mana. Archer 66 and Emergency are back here, getting some CS, some wave clear. Popping down, Syndra's in the mid lane. Here we see Coles is getting ready to help gank the mid lane here. Syndra doesn't have a ward there, but she might see it coming. Here we see a nice knock-up from Zac, hitting Archer 66, but alas, Emergency is here, doing a lot of good damage, rooting Zac, taking him down, and his passive is popped. They're going to try to clean this out as much as can. They do see a TP on the Zac to save his life. The Scion brings him down, and he knocks over, and a nice Caitlyn ult to get nice and shielded there, but Jet Jaguar took him out to get a nice kill right there, going on into the fight. Oh my Che, look at that Scion. He's so massive because of Lulu ult.
Turret plating will fall soon.
Oh, Janna Q to knock up. Oh, nobody. Knocked up nobody. Knock up nobody. Almost, though. Almost over the wall knock up. That was close. It was close. Trundle being built differently, taking that blue buff. Going in strong. We do see Trundle's the only one who has died on the University of Montana side. They do have a 3-0 Lilia and a 2-0 Corky now. The Trundle being taken out from a counter gank there. And we see the second dragon goes to the University of Montana. And the third map, this map, as the third dragon, gets to Mountain Dragon yet again. That's a duplicate as it was last time. I'm pretty sure it was exactly the same. It was Infernal, then Ocean, then Mountain. I can't make this up. Can't make this stuff up. You know what I'm saying? Jeez, look at Shy in the mid lane, popping on down that damage. Syndra just can't hold her own against the Corky. Cole's being in a 1v2, gets a nice sleep on the team there, goes on in, doing some damage onto Zac. Zac does not have his passive as he dies here. And he's going on in. Cole's had to flash dump on past the tower here. He's getting some good damage. He's going to try to run over to the Zac, trying to do some damage on the Scion, bringing in that damage, jumping around back and forth, bringing him down. He jumps over the wall, getting him super low, not being able to do a lot against the Scion, because he's so tanky, he has that the mask going in, so he's gonna take a lot less damage from Coles, but he can't really do much damage on back to Coles. So a lot of give and take. Ooh, a nice sidestep from Archer66 going on into this battle here. Gets a nice knock up on Jinx, goes and deals some damage. Ultimate onto the Jinx from the Lulu. Oh my Che, she's a big gunner. Now she's not. Nice knock up, maybe? No, a nice sidestep coming from Lulu. Very strong, very strong. Oh, this could be it for Syndra as Trundle gets on in there. Throwing on down that damage. Here we see some pokes on the turret, bringing it down, and first tower goes in the mid lane, and the second tower most likely going right here to Coles. Zach's like, oh my goodness, are you trying to take my red buff? You can't do that. And then Jet Jaguar and Archer go, yes we can, bringing it to him, trying to knock him out. Zach used his ultimate to get out of there, knocking them up and bringing it down. Wow. There we go. Lots of good damage onto the Jinx there. Oh my Che! Look at that damage from Corki! Bringing it in the bot lane, almost taking out Jinx. I think Trundle's going to chase him down back. No, he's decided to retract that statement of running on in, blindsided, trying to get that Jinx kill. He's going to keep to his smart brain and get out of there. Sion's doing the best he can to try to keep Coles off this turret. He's doing everything in his power to get on through there. But alas, lots of damage going in on the top lane. With Coles being as busted as he is right now, he's going in strong. As 3-0-1 with a 350k, not K, but 350G for the gold lead. Well, the Corki's at 301 with a 400 gold lead. That's something else, that's for sure. Oh, here we see little, what are those? They're like little Chinese New Year things on the ground. Did you guys see that? I don't know what those are for. Do you guys know what those are for? I don't know. Could be a Corki special. Okay, we see Shy's going in on the Syndra here. Gets a flash from her as he flashed in or was recovered for being knocked back. She had to get on out of there. She can't do too much against Corki as he now has 2 full items built. One of them being Triforce. That's nice. Popping that Triforce, popping that Muramasa. See items getting popped left and right. Zach is getting ready to jump on someone as Trundle and John are there. The nice sleep onto the Echo right here. Echo the Ghetto is getting knocked down by Coles in a 1v1. Can't do much about that. Oh my Che. Corki jumping over the wall after he warded it. He's throwing down some damage on the Syndra and taking her out. Corki doing some damage. Nice job, Corki. Alright, nice little 3v1 under tower here in the top lane as the damage is going in. Shy's coming out from around back, getting some nice little poke onto everyone, trying to take out Zach. Zach's passive, I believe, should still be down, but it might be getting close to back up. Not quite sure on that one. Nice little take of the turret by the bot lane. Coles in the bot lane on the bot lane turret. That was a nice little take there. A nice channeling coming from Trundle as he's backing and resetting with the team. Shy going heading, taking the inner turret in the mid lane. Going in strong. He's throwing down some damage, taking the crows right here, and a miss of the ultimate. Maybe, I think it was going towards Dragon. We weren't able to see it, but I think he was trying to steal drag, potentially going on there. This is the 3rd Dragon for the University of Montana if they are able to take this. I think they're gonna back, yeah, they are gonna back off as they saw the team was going on in there. All right, we do see everyone is backing off. They're doing some ward game action. They might restart it, take out this pink ward, and going strong for the team. They are gonna do a sweeper lens. See that Syndra is right there. Maybe go in on her, not quite sure. No, they're just going to back off and go ahead and start Dragon for a second time. Going in, taking this Dragon can be huge. It is the first mountain of the Mountain Drake map. So one more Dragon, and University of Montana will have Dragon Soul. Now, Baron buff is back up. Baron is up. Herald was not taken at all this game, and it wasn't thrown down. So that's very interesting for both sides. We do see a little Lilia ball action that was being thrown on down. There it is again. Missing everything as it went through the mid lane. Alright. We see Scion doing some damage with Echo the Ghetto. Oh, and Coles accidentally got disconnected, and the game has been paused. Okay, some connection issues, some computer mishaps. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Alright, we'll see what happens as the game goes on. We'll find out what exactly went down with Coles here. I'm not sure how long the game gets paused for, but hopefully we'll get on through. Not like this, not like this, not like this. 2-3 min-max. Oh, 2-3 minutes max. I'm in the gamer set mode thinking I gotta min-max my character in like WoW or something. And so I just saw 2-3 min-max. And I got very confused. Very, very confused. Indeed. Yeah. Oh. I guess we'll be able to take a little 2-3 minute max break here.
A summoner has reconnected.
Tit Jaguar was failing to min-max his itemization. Oh my goodness. Poggers. Bringing it down. Thinking of. Alright. Well, we'll be back in just a few seconds after we figure out and see how long the little reset is. So, get up, get some water. We'll be back in maybe a minute or so to get you up to speed. Thrown on down there. We got a nice little waiting on Cole's internet / PC in the corner for you guys. To let you guys know everything's getting on through. Oh, it looks like we are officially back as Cole's rejoined himself and hopped on in there. See a lot of good plays going in strong. Alright, looks like Zach is here all by his lonesome as Zach went and saw that there he's gonna get 3v1 here. Zach taking a lot of hits and ultimating, throwing down his damage, getting a passive popped. They're gonna knock him down and take out Zach altogether as his passive was not able to save him for his. Well, folks, my phone has died and so the chat box is gone. I can no longer speak with y'all. But alas, I am still here, so thank you all for being here. Oh, here we see a nice knock-up go in on the ulted. Oh my goodness, Shy was taken out by Jinx there. Lots of good damage. Scion used his ultimate to get that knock-up and keep him in, but alas, while they were playing around down in bot lane, the team was taking Baron. Baron buff goes in strong as he throws it on down. Here we see we're hopping on in with this reset, bringing it to him. We have the Baron buff going to the 3 different lanes. We have a 1-3-1 stack, most likely in the lanes, giving some action to and fro. We do have 2 towers taken in every lane, keeping that nice even push on the entire Nexus section of TCU. We have a 11k gold lead going for the University of Montana with only 2 deaths for the team. One on Corky that was right there that we just witnessed, and then one on Trundle earlier. Our top lane, Coles, is still 5-0, and he sees the Scion here. He wants to kill the Scion. He wants to take him home and take him on out. And we see Zach trying to do his best. An unstoppable Shy throwing on down onto the Syndra there, doing some good damage before he was knocked and stunned away. Syndra has it back on off here. Zach's jumping up and around, getting a nice little stack on the minion wave clear in the mid lane. And Cole's here in the bot lane with Scion, trying to do the best he can to take Scion out, get this minion wave clear, bring it up to the tower, and get that push going. With the Baron buff, these minions are going to do some serious damage as he goes and does some damage with his ability on the turret and brings it on over. Here we see Zach getting poked out by Janna as Coles in the bot lane is still facing off against Scion. We saw Corky did get the blue buff right there, and Zach's going to try to jump in. A nice stun on Coles. It's a 4v1. Coles is going to go in anyways. He's going to get a drowsy on all 4 of them. 2 of them getting taken out. Lots of good damage going on to everyone here. Coles is bringing it to him, and the shutdown goal goes to Jinx in a 1v4, almost taking out the whole squad there. We do see the mid turret for Inhib turret is getting taken out and down for blue team. Unfortunate for them, the Inhib is now exposed, and they're having to reset after that Coles fiasco in the bot lane. Syndra is doing the best she can to hold in the top turret, but alas, Shy is there to do some damage. Alright, here the minions have the Baron buff, and they're ready to do some stuff as they throw it on down on the Inhib. But alas, here they're going to throw out and take some jungle camps from the team there. A nice jump onto the Corky. He tried to dash out of it as he saw it, but alas, he wasn't quite able to do it. A lot of good trading going on there between Zach and Corky, but alas, it just wasn't enough to do damage to either, really. Alright, Dragon's up in 5, and they're going on, walking on through, getting ready to take that Dragon Soul and bring it home. Bring it home. That Mountain Drake buff for Dragon Soul is going to be huge for the team. It's going to be really nice indeed. Nice secure of Dragon, no contesting going on there at all. Just 0 to 100 real fast, or 100 to 0 I should say, but for the hit points. Bringing it home, bringing it home. Still at an 11k, just about 12k gold lead for the University of Montana. They're doing a lot of good right here. The TCU does have to defend massively. They're doing a lot of defensive plays going in strong here. And Cole's hopping in onto the Zac here, trying to do some damage, throwing it on down. Here comes Lulu and Jinx, however, in a 1v3. Jinx missing everything there on Cole's. Not able to get a lot as they were doing their thing. We see Zac recalling right there in the tower. He's in his little tub, playing around with a little rubber ducky as he was backing in a little kitty. Here we see some nice damage going on to the Inhib there. Almost taking it out, getting that super minion buff. We'll see the little Caitlyn traps going in the mid lane there. Here we see some nice poke from Coles. Nice little defensive play. Some damage as well. Throwing it on down here, we see him take it back and forth. Syndra's trying to do some damage on the Caitlyn over the wall, but alas, she missed a couple hits. A lot of good back and forth here. They're going to try to take out that Inhib for sure in a 4v4 here. Trundle's up here in the top lane, taking out this turret by him's lonesome, and they're pushing him off away from the Inhib, getting the second Inhib here. This is not looking good for TCU. They do have a 5-person stack. They're going to rotate this, bring it on in, potentially bring it down to the bot turret if their minion wave can come on up. Here we see some good damage going off on the waves, on the players, and on the turret. They have 2 full Inhibs taken out with their turrets. They still have a turret on the bot lane to go, but Griz is going in strong. They see that Baron buff's up in 15. They're going to go secure, take it, and then bring it home and take the win. I can see it now. The team does realize that they're backing off to go and take Baron, so the team, University of Montana, looks like they're going to wait for the questionable attempt at countering their Baron play. We see the Caitlyn jump in, and we see a lot of good damage going on Zac. Zac tried to jump over to Baron. He started Baron by himself when they were going and doing some damage. Nice kill from Corki, getting a double on Jinx and Lulu. Throwing down a whirlwind is Janna poking down this slow onto the Scion. Trundle popping up that wall, getting a nice kill for Caitlyn. Trundle's gonna go and get some lifesteal on the Wolves here as he throws down. I don't know why he's not attacking Scion, but alas, he probably doesn't care anyways, because who would at that point? Scion, he does have that kind of revive at the end when he dies, but other than that, he doesn't really do too much. Zac tried to go and jump in, but got knocked up by Janna. Nice kill for Coles, and a nice kill going for Jet Jaguar right there. Oh my goodness, oh my Che, what is happening here? Nice attack under the tower there. Jinx is taken out, and Lulu almost getting killed. Nice secure of the Nexus for the team there. Well done, Griz. Well done indeed. That is a nice 2-0 sweep for the night. Griz beating TCU like there was no tomorrow. In a nice at the top, you saw we had about a 15k gold lead at the end there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is all we have for tonight. Join us tomorrow where we have a great double Rocket League team going for you, nice and strong, with our maroon and silver team for Rocket League at 6 o'clock for one game and at 7:15 for the next. Until next time, this has been your host, Disco Potato, coming at you live from the Griz Esports Broadcasting Room. See you next time, folks.